Hey, this is Gary Morris with my first video for the Business Broker Breakthrough YouTube channel. And there's always something that's unique and special about a first video because there's so much that you want to talk about. Obviously creating a channel means you've got enough substance there that you want to start communicating and letting it out. One thing that I watch a lot of is pickleball channels. And I watch a lot of newer ones where it's a specific ranking style. If you're familiar at all with pickleball, there's like a 3.0 and 4.0 and 5.0 and 6.0 basic, different levels of pickleball. And so one of the things that I'll watch is somebody that says, watch me go from a unknown pickleball player to a pro. And Elshawn Christian is one of those players. And, just watched his popularity unfold and his skill level increase. And it was almost in real time. And it got me thinking a lot about business brokering. I entered this world from a marketing consulting world in which the drive was really around getting to a point where you help enough businesses grow that you want to start something that you have more ownership over. And brokering was very appealing for numerous reasons, one of which is there's not a lot of brokers in the world. There's a lot of opportunities for businesses that want to sell, but there just isn't, I don't really know anyone who knows somebody who's a business broker. So that was one avenue. Another avenue was looking for opportunities of businesses that potentially could be acquired and grow and sold. But I say all that to say there are numerous different topics that you can tackle, when you're talking about why you got into brokering. And really what I'd like to do is demonstrate basically going from an unknown broker to becoming a known broker. And so I'm putting this out here as the future me will look back and say, wow, you did it. And, right now, even within Michigan or even in my county, I'm largely unknown. I have some friends that know of me, but nothing that's driving a continuous steady flow of leads. And so there are different marketing methods that I can employ and will employ, some that take money, some that take face-to-face networking, and I want to share what I learned along the journey. And so I'm going to share some of the struggles and challenges and victories that I've had as I'm entering into this world, and been at it for a very little bit of time, and am ready to help in ways that I wish I had videos like this for myself going forward. There were brokers I could join, but outside of joining the franchise, there's no distilled information, and a lot of the brokers direct a lot of their energy and effort toward sellers, which I do that as well on my other YouTube channel, The Vantage Brokers, and the podcast Celebrate, SELL, Celebrate Podcast. But there's not a lot, and the few that are out there, there's just differences of preferences. So here we go. So this is the first video, and today I just thought I'd like to share some thoughts that I had about automation and AI, and I'm using it in a ton of different ways. In fact, I'll do demonstration videos on how I'm using it to do a lot of automation internally. But one thing that I want to share is a lot of the jobs that can be automated are data-driven jobs. So a lot of like engineering jobs and programmer jobs and data entry jobs at some point in the near future will have a large part of automation taking over and artificial intelligence taking the gun on some of those. What can't be automated is the last 100 yards of a lot of transactions. And so I want you to be thinking about that reality as you look down the road of, wow, every job is under threat. Well, that's not true. And even some jobs like programmers will still need people involved in those processes. There's a lot of security risk and a lot of continual updates that, although can be automated, there will still be opportunities for people to be involved in those businesses and a necessity. So it's a lot, but there's a lot of jobs that are still entry level that become more professional as you get involved that can't be automated. For instance, realtors will still be as important as they always have been in the world of selling your house. And again, that's because the last 100 yards or 100 feet, let's say, you just can't automate. You still need to sit down at a table, make sure that we all agree, make sure that everything's signed, and every T has been crossed and I has been dotted. And so when I look at automation, I look at, or when I say automation, I guess let's just say AI. When I look at AI, I see it as a tool to remove distractions between me and other humans. And so the more face-to-face communication I can do, the more one-on-one interactions I can have with my clients, both past and future clients, the better. And so AI allows me and frees me up to have more person-to-person interaction. And that's how we should see it. What currently today is getting in my way of having more face-to-face conversations? And that could include things like, it could be screen to screen, I guess, as well, you could say. But that client that's still trying to figure out if they want to sell or not, what's stopping me from jumping on a call with them and just seeing where they're at? What are they thinking? And particularly when it's local. So a client that's thinking about selling and I had tools, before I'd have to be doing cold outreach and email responses and calendar setups. And as AI begins to take over some of that, that now allows me the freedom to call up a potential client and say, let's grab lunch. Let's hear how your business is going and what I could do to help wherever you're at and see if we're on track to potentially get this thing listed within the next 6 to 12 months. So ultimately, AI shouldn't be seen as a tool that's going to remove humans from the job market, but it's going to be a tool utilized to remove mundane tasks from distracting humans from doing business with humans. And another thing that got me thinking about this was I was looking at some automation for social media. And I asked ChatGPT, what are some ways that AI agents can now take over a mundane task that I have? One of the responses was, well, we can begin to automate your social media post. And I asked how. It gave me step-by-step interactions of how it can then post, create content. I can approve that content. It can post that content. Not only will it post that content, it'll go to other content with similar hashtags on the subject that we're going to post, like those posts, comment on my behalf, share on my behalf. Well, then I began to think, well, what's going to happen when other people are now utilizing the same automation, AI, to do the same thing? And ultimately, the consequence here is that humans aren't involved on social media at all. It's just AI agents liking, sharing, and commenting on behalf of humans who are no longer on social media. And I don't think that's a bad thing. And so ultimately, what we should be seeing AI do is remove distractions and mundane tasks that get in the way from us getting in front of more people. Introverts, we love, I'm unfortunately an extrovert, but introverts love to look for the opportunities to surround themselves with the tasks that require them to stay in. And that's going to become less and less opportunistic. So that means that there's going to be parts of you that are going to need to do interaction with other people. And so I think ultimately AI is going to force us to be more involved in each other's lives than what we have been. Technology has kind of ironically navigated us away and is now going to navigate us right back to where we started in terms of business is ultimately about doing business with people. And so as a business broker, the last 100 feet cannot be automated. We're still going to need to be involved. And so prepare yourself for a long run of being in front of other people and looking for those opportunities that can now be automated internally so that we're in front of the potential prospects that we need to be in front of. So that's all I have on this first video. I hope it helps. We'll be talking about lead generation and multi-step lead nurturing, marketing campaigns, sales funnels. As a marketing consultant for over a decade and winning, awards like the 2 Comma Club Award and being featured on as a lead marketer on different wonderful spots, which I'll share proof of all those as we move on. There are unique ways that you can market your business, and I'm going to share my secrets and my methodologies, and I hope you can incorporate some of them, and I hope that they'll help your business as well. So take care. See you next time.